Hey, what's up ladies and gents, Spoony Pizzas here and welcome to my review of 3.5 for eFootball 2024. Now you guys better grab the popcorn because 3.5 sucks. It absolutely sucks. Before I go any further, if you're a player or content creator of eFootball 2024 and you feel the same way, please boycott this game on Friday the 10th of May. It's a work and school day anyway, and I'm sure you can find something better to do in the afternoon and evenings. It's the only way to raise awareness, and hopefully Konami can take a look at this review. I know they're watching anyway, and I'm going to share and evidence the issues with the current gameplay as it stands right now. I'm also on a 15-game win streak, conceding just 2 goals, so it's not a reaction to losses. This game is simply a hot mess right now. So let's get into it. Let's start with defending, which has been buffed so much that even the slightest touch will cause your attacking players to fall, stumble and lose the ball with ease with no fouls called. So you need to treat the ball like a hot potato regardless of how good your attacking player is on the ball. Watch here how my Rodri has his back to the defender, and the defender uses a shoulder barge directly from behind, and this often results in losing possession. And the referee doesn't even raise his arms to wave play on, meaning that is not going to be called for a foul. This time I'm very lucky not to lose the ball, but watch how Adriano is clearly tugged back, loses the ball, again no foul called. And yes, you can use this yourself. It's becoming very common online now, people are aware of this. And I did it once, chasing back. Their striker was on the penalty spot, one-on-one with my goalkeeper. I shoved him from behind. He stumbled into the goalkeeper's save. I went up the other end and scored the worst goal ever. Player freezing and all, and he rage quit. And I would have done the same, to be honest. And where is the inconsistency? Look how Garnacho is fouled twice, but the second one is identical and called for a foul, but the first one isn't. And the only time a shoulder barge should work is when you're side by side with your opponent. Now add that to the lack of responsiveness to all input commands, and especially the poor first touches. Look at my left analog stick here and the way Ronaldinho moves. It's not even in the same direction. It's so unresponsive, you can barely get any control over any of your players. Defending has become so basic and automated. By pressing and holding 2 buttons, you can pretty much master defending right now. The skill in defending is almost non-existent. And this is supposed to be an esports game. Just an over-reliance on player cards, and I'm going to touch more on that later. So as an attacking player, you cannot afford any defending player to get anywhere near yours. Otherwise, expect to lose the ball as soon as you make contact with the defender, and forget trying to shield the ball, which has also been rendered useless. Intercepting passes are easier than ever. Your player doesn't even have to look or face the ball to intercept and control it first time, but receiving a simple pass and they treat the ball like it's made of lead. However, fear not my attacking players. The lack of input also hinders defenders too. Look here how I clearly press X on the controller, but Van Dijk doesn't jump or do anything. He just watches the ball drop to my opponent. Now, just to spice things up, Konami decided to really mess up the player selection. Look here how it gives me the defender deep in my penalty box. I mean, what am I supposed to do with him? Instead of the player closest to the ball. Thanks to the automated defending, Rodri wins the ball without any input from myself. Here's another example of bad player selection. I can either have the player closest to the ball challenging their player, but no, I have to choose whether to bring my player across who's a million miles away from the ball and no chance of getting back in, or the deepest lying defender. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna love this. This gets really fun and enjoyable when you're defending in your own penalty box, and out of the choice of defenders, it gives me a player nowhere near the player with the ball, allowing them a free shot on goal. Dribbling now feels worse than ever before. It feels very rigid running with the ball, and even when you're not running with the ball, the close control is basically useless now with the lack of responsiveness to the left analog stick, especially with defenders being so overpowered. The second they touch you, you're going to lose the ball. So dribbling is pretty much killed in this game right now. And the knock-on effect of that is that the player ID is getting destroyed. I mean, Ronaldinho and Messi could literally beat anyone right now. Messi turns like an oil tanker. And I'm talking about the 2009 version of Lionel Messi. Passing assists level 1, 2 and 3 feel more assisted, and getting the ball to go to a teammate that you actually want is more challenging than ever before. I can't even count the amount of times I've faced players playing quick counter and just mashing the through ball button until their thumbprint is ingrained on their left analog-stick, and often I'll think, damn, how bad is this player? But you check their rank, you find out they're Division 1 rank 55 in the world, but that style of play actually works with their team full of epic players. Oh yes, and whilst we're here, free kicks are still really easy to score, as you're going to see here. Even the passing input is delayed. Just look here how long it takes Maradona to get his low powered pass off, with the opposition player still 6 yards away by the time that command is complete, but he just does nothing and loses the ball. One of the main reasons for choosing the build-up player playstyle for defenders is that they never got dragged into secondary player press. It would always pull from midfield to chase back and try and win the ball. Now your defenders, regardless of the playstyle, will get pulled from defense, going to leave you exposed. So you have to change the way you use secondary player press. Oh, and whilst we're here, I keep banging on about this, but Konami, if you're watching, please fix the player freezing. This is when there's a turnover of the ball, and I know you're aware of that. There's clearly, everyone must know that that is in the game, and it just makes for a jarring experience. I can see what you're trying to do. You're trying to find a way to make it fair that when you win the ball, you ensure that that player has possession of the ball, so it becomes more like basketball. But football is not basketball. Football is a game that is full of random moments, random actions taking place, and the outcome is the outcome. If it doesn't go for you, if you win the ball back, then fair enough, let that player take the ball. But you need to find a better mechanic than this player freezing. Legend AI was perfect in version 3.4. Now we're back to 8 or 9 goal scorelines, when the AI making some very questionable decisions and a clear lack of awareness. Just look here how the goalie casually passes the ball out to Ronaldinho to make it 9-1. There is no point releasing a Master League if the AI is going to be this easy to beat. Look here how the Legend CPU is one-on-one with my goalkeeper, who I charge off my line as I know there is no AI awareness. In 3.4 he would have chipped the goalkeeper or dribbled around him, but here he just runs straight into him. In all honesty guys, 3.5 feels like an old version matched together, bringing back all the worst bits, combining them to create one hell of a mess. It is honestly one of the worst versions I've actually played. I just don't know how we've got here. With everyone pretty much playing quick counter online right now, with kick and rush tactics, which is cancer like football, it becomes one of the worst games to play, let alone watch. And I'm pretty sure it's to take advantage of the Alonso card. I'm able to deal with this with some good possession play and tactic, which I'm going to release in a few days time to help you deal with these players. But in all honesty, it's absolutely rubbish to play online right now. You've got all of the issues I've mentioned above, and combining that with the lag and the way people play online is absolutely dreadful. Now, I'm not one person to bang on about scripting, but I want you to take a look at this gameplay and let me know what you think. See if you think this is scripted. Now, I've just scored, and I just want you to watch the sequence of play. So, I had some player selection issues here. I was able to get the block in and clear it for a throw-in, but I could feel like there was something going against me right now. And I'm pretty sure, you know, if there was such a thing as scripting, this is pretty much it. I mean, I couldn't get anywhere near them. He takes a long shot, perfectly aimed, in off the post. I mean, I don't know. Okay, now let's move on to the positives. Here we go. Right, so the corner technique where you chip it into the guy at the near post to flick it on, that has been nerfed. The accuracy of the corner is less, so it sort of doesn't go as far sometimes. It's still possible to pull it off, but it's a lot more difficult than it used to be. Before you could just sort of stand here, call for the corner, flick it on, and then head into the net. But now that's been nerfed completely, and yeah, a lot harder to do online and offline. So that's a nice welcome addition. But that's it. That's where the positives start and end. There's literally no other positives about this update that I can give you. The gameplay as a whole is just so unresponsive. There's a lack of reaction to input commands, lack of dribbling responsiveness. the heavy first touch, the defending being overpowered, any slight touch to your player results in you losing the ball, intercepting the ball is easier than ever before, the player selection is a complete mess, the change to the secondary player press is worrying, the legend AI getting far worse than it's ever been before, through balls overpowered in conjunction with quick counter looking unrealistic as players sprint up and down the pitch, forced to treat the ball like a hot potato, always playing the ball forward because it doesn't reward good possession football, the fear of losing the ball can result in player freezing and leaving you exposed for the counter-attack. I personally believe Konami are trying to find a way for player cards to have a bigger impact. So by having the best cards, even if you aren't the best player, you should be able to win through automation, making it pay to win. Like I said, boycott eFootball 2024 this Friday the 10th of May if you agree that this version 3.5 is not good in any way, shape or form. We deserve better. A lot of the players that I know put a lot of money into this game and they're being rewarded with this type of gameplay. It's absolutely atrocious. This is the end for me. Until they bring out a new version, I am not touching this game with a barge pole. Bring on 3.6 or whatever they're going to release next, because at the minute this gameplay is atrocious and we deserve better. Anyway, I do apologize if this comes across a bit rant-like, but I'm sorry, I've just had enough with Konami. They need to do better, and I just want to say thank you so much if you stayed this long to the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, you know, your support, your retweets, your shares are hopefully going to spread the message to Konami. And like I said, if we make a stand on the 10th of May, maybe they'll come look at this review and say, look, yeah, we got this wrong, we're going to fix this, we're going to do this, and hopefully they're going to address the problems in this video. Anyway, that's all from me, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.